Please, 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 please. By the way, it is what, Mrs. Murrow? Twin day. So I got this cool tie, and look at Miss Murrow. They're actually not the exact same. They're a little bit different, a little different color, a little different style, but. All right, twin day. What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Oh, peace and love. All right. Tie-dye. Maybe I'll braid my hair, you know. Okay. Okay, so, is everyone listening? Is everyone listening? Can I have everyone listening? So, on our warm-up, the same way we've been doing it the last 2 days, we want to do long division. So is everyone with me? Writing this down. You should have already written down the long division version, right? So, here we go. Long division looks like this sign, right? The top goes under to the right. 4x squared minus 2x plus 2. And then the bottom part goes to the left. Okay. So is everyone able to rewrite it? That's the first step, right? Everyone can rewrite it. Now, first step after that, after we write it, which we still need to do, okay, we're going to divide the first term divided by the first term. So 4x squared divided by x, right? So does that make sense what we're doing? We're doing first term divided by the first term. 4x squared divided by x is what? 4x. Just 4x. Because the squared and the x takes 1 away from the squared, and it's just 4x to the 1 power. So if it's 4x, I have to put it in the middle where the x's are. Okay? So again, I divided 4x squared divided by x, and I got 4x. Now, our next step is we're going to re-multiply. 4x times x is 4x squared, right here. And then we're also multiplying 4x times 1, which is 4x. Positive. Once we get to this point, we need to do this minus this. So I like to put minus with my parentheses, and that changes the sign of the entire parenthesis. So this positive 4 is now a negative. This positive 4 is also now a negative. Okay? So, bless you. 4x squared minus 4x squared is gone. Now, what's negative 2x minus 4x? Negative 2 minus 4? Negative 6x. We're not multiplying. We're just negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6x. And then, that plus 2's got to bring down. Again, if you can get through one cycle of that, you just keep doing it until you got your final answer, right? So let's do it again. Our first term, follow along. First term divided by the first term. So what's negative 6x divided by just x? So negative 6x divided by x takes away the x, and we have negative 6, right? So minus 6 over here. Now, let's multiply this. Negative 6 times x, negative 6x. Careful here. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. This is a situation where they're not perfectly matching, so we're going to have a remainder, okay? So again, I'm going to subtract the second line from the first line, and that's going to change the sign. This negative becomes positive. This negative becomes positive. So negative 6x plus 6x, those are supposed to cancel, that's good. But what's 2 plus 6? We have a remainder of 8, okay? Now, when you have a remainder, you need to make a little fraction using that remainder over this thing that we're dividing by. Right, so here's my answer. 4x minus 6 plus 8 over this thing, x plus 1. Not even close. So, just to recap, we've been dividing first term, divide by first term, write it down, re-multiply it, subtract it, repeat. Okay? Now, if you look at this, how many of y'all think this is hard or complicated or maybe just confusing? Okay? I get it. I'm going to show you. Is everyone listening? So, I'm going to show you a different way to divide that might be easier for you. Okay? It's called synthetic division. 2 class days ago, which was Friday, we did notes for 5.5. We only did the front side. I want you to pull out 5.5 notes. We're going to do the back side right now. And if you don't have it, I got extra copies. We'll get that to you, okay? So, and I need you to be here. This is brand new. So, 5.5 notes. If you don't have it, I'm going to put it in your hand because we're going to do the back side. We got 2 examples to do together. Okay? Who needs 5.5? Here, give that to your friend, mind you. Anyone else need 5.5? I'm not going to say your name because I'm recording. So here we are. We did these notes last time, and now we're on the back where it says example 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, if you look at example 5 and 7, they're already done. Now, just look at that. Doesn't that look a little bit nicer? It's just numbers, right? There's no x's and squareds and oh my, right? So, this looks cleaner, at least, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. Let me show you what they did on example 5, okay? On example 5, what they did is they took every one of these coefficients. You all know what coefficients are, right? The numbers in front, okay? So, check it out. This 1, this -2, this +3, this -4, okay? So, first things first. When we're doing this, I want you to know where we're getting these numbers from. It's from the top. And where are we getting this number from? The bottom, okay? And I want you to make a big note here. This is opposite. Does everyone see that the opposite of -2 is +2, okay? So when we're doing synthetic division, this divisor is the opposite of what you see there, okay? Now let me tell you, there's 2 steps to this, basically. Multiply and add. Multiply and add. Multiply and add. Check it out. When you bring down 1, 1 times 2 is 2. And then you just add these together. -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. Add these up, and you get 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Add these up, and you get 2. Okay? Now, that's already written there, so let's do this together off to the side here. Go ahead and write yourself a long division sign. Let's do it. Say what? Well, to do the back side of that, you're going to do it this way. So I haven't I haven't showed you how to do it yet. Okay, so check it out. We need to know all the coefficients. What's the first coefficient in front of x cubed? But what's in front of it? If there's no number, what number belongs there? Do y'all agree? If there's no number there, there's a 1 implied there? That's not a 0. I literally just said this, okay? If there's no number there, it's a 1, right? If there's no number in front of the variable, it's a 1. Is everyone hearing me say that? This coefficient goes right here, okay? If there's no number, it's a 1, not a 0. Okay, so that was my coefficient for x cubed. Now, do you see an x squared here? I don't see an x squared, but I have to write every term. So if there's nothing there, what's my number, what's my coefficient for x squared? 0. So like there's a missing x squared, so you have to put a 0 there. If it's totally missing, if there's no x squared at all, it'll be a 0, okay? Now, is there an x term? There is. What's negative 11? Okay. And is there a constant? Yes, there is. It's 8. Okay. So I had a third term, a third power, which is my coefficient was 1. I was missing squared. That's 0. My x term was negative 11. My constant was 8. Now, the number that goes right here is the opposite of the bottom. So what number do you see right here? Positive 3. What's the opposite of positive 3? Okay, so please put a negative 3 right here. So if you can set it up right, now what you're going to basically do is bring down the first number. You always bring down the first number. Okay? And what you're going to do is these numbers are going to multiply. Okay. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Let's write that down underneath the 0. Once you multiply, then you're just going to add vertically. 0 plus negative 3 is what? Negative 3. And then you repeat. You're going to multiply. Negative 3 times negative 3. This one times this one. Negative 9. Not negative 9. Negative times the negative should be positive 9, right? Okay. And then again, we're adding vertically. Negative 11 plus 9. Negative 2. And then once again, we're going to multiply. Negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. Okay. And then 8 plus 6 is 14. Cool. So now those numbers are going to help us get our answer. Those are the coefficients of all of our answers. Okay. So check it out. When I was dividing this, I started with x cubed, right? These answers start with x squared. 1 down, okay? So now this is going to be 1x squared minus 3x minus 2. And 14 is going to be my remainder. This over this. So plus 14 over x plus 3. So if you know the little rules, then it's not too bad. But again, you got to write all of your coefficients opposite of the bottom, bring it down, multiply and add, multiply and add, multiply and add, and then write your answer. Okay, I understand. That's just one time through. Let's try it again to see if we can understand this again. Okay, so let's skip down to example 8. Okay. By the way, there are little videos you can watch explaining this, but let's try it. Yes. I'll move it right. You can if you want. Now, example 8. Here we go. Example 8. Now, again, I want to write my long division sign. Long division sign. And I want to put all of my coefficients. What's my first coefficient? If there's no number in front of the x, it's a 1, right? So go ahead and put a 1. 1 is for my x to the 4th power. Is there an x to the 3rd power? So what should I put? Right, there's like a 0x to the 3rd power here, right? What about x squared? Is there an x squared here? Zero x squared, so that's also 0. Do I have an x term? 13. And I have a constant term, yes, minus 9. So those are all of my coefficients, including the missing ones. Now, what do I put over here? The opposite of this. What's the opposite of minus 4? Positive 4. And now what am I doing? I'm going to bring 1 down. I'm going to multiply and add. Multiply and add, multiply and add. So bring this down. Okay, so, and again, multiply. These multiply. 1 times 4 is 4. Add these together. 0 plus 4 is 4. And now I'm going to multiply 4 times 4 to get 16. Add these up. 0 plus 16 is 16. Might need some calculator help here. 16 times 4. Okay, 64. Add these up. 77. And then 77 times 4. 308. And then add these two up. Negative 9 plus 308. 299. Quit saying random stuff. Now each of these coefficients is for one below the start. So if we started with x to the 4th power, this is going to be my x to the 3rd power. So 1x to the 3rd power plus what? 4x squared plus 16x plus 77. And then that last one, this is my remainder. This over this. Plus 299 over x minus 4. Okay? Again, this is called synthetic division. It only works when you're dividing by a linear polynomial. So, we did the back of the 5.5 notes. On the back of your 5.5 assignment has 6 synthetic division problems that I'd like for you to do. Now, you can do it however you want. If you rather do it the long division way, go to town. If you want to do the front side with synthetic division, go to town. Okay? So, I want you to finish 5.5, however method you like, or if you got other missing work. I don't want you to sit there doing nothing or sleeping or doing other silly things. Let's do that.